Vanakkam students, in this video we are going to see Unit 10 Matter Around Us Part 3. Objective of this session is solution. In solution we are going to see types of solution and last one is emulsion. So let us see one by one. Now let us start with what is meant by solution. So the definition of solution is it is a homogeneous mixture of two or more substance. So solution is a homogeneous mixture of two or more substance. And in a solution we have two component. That one is lesser amount by weight and another one component is larger amount by weight. So the lesser amount by weight is named as an solute. In a solution, lesser amount by weight is named as an solute and larger amount by weight is named as an solvent. For example, consider salt solution or sugar solution. So in this, salt is in lesser amount of weight. So it acts as a solute. That is, which substance is going to be dissolved. That substance is taken as a solute and the component which is present in the greatest amount is taken as a solvent. For example, water is a solvent. That is, in a salt solution, salt is act as a solute and water is act as a solvent. So salt is in lesser amount of weight and water is in larger amount by weight. So salt is a solute and water is a solvent. So these two components are combined to form a salt solution. That is, salt plus water will give salt solution. So salt is a solute and water is a solvent which gives a solution. So this is about the solution. So solution is a homogeneous mixture and in a solution it has two components. One is lesser amount by weight and another one is larger amount by weight. Lesser amount by weight is named as a solute and larger amount by weight is called as a solvent. For example, salt plus water or sugar plus water. So what substance we are going to be dissolved, that substance is known as a solute and the component which present in a greatest amount by weight is known as a solvent. So in this example, salt act as a solute and water act as a solvent. Next topic we are going to see is types of solution. The solutions are divided into three types, which based on the particle size of a substance. So three types are based on the particle size of a substance. So first type is true solution, second one is colloidal solution, third one is suspension solution. So let us see what is meant by true solution and what is meant by colloidal solution and what is meant by suspension solution. So true solution means the particles doesn't settle down at the bottom of a glass. That is, for example, let us take a sugar solution. In this, sugar is act as a solute and water is act as a solvent and it forms a sugar solution. So when the sugar is added in water, it will completely dissolve in water. So in that case, we can get a clear solution and the particles never settle down. So in a sugar solution, we can able to see a clear solution and the particles never settle down at the bottom of the glass. So this type of solution are known as a true solution. And next one is, let us see about suspension solution. So in this suspension, let us take an example, sand in water or chalk piece powder in water. So when we add a chalk piece powder in water, in that the chalk piece powder will get dissolved, it will mix in the water. But after some times, the particles slowly settle down at the bottom. So we can able to see the particles, it will get slowly settle down at the bottom. So that type of solution is said to be a suspension solution. So in true solution, the particles never settle down, but in suspension, the particles settle down at the bottom. So these are the difference between true solution and suspension solution. Next type is colloidal solution. For colloidal solution, let us take an example, that is milk powder in water. In this case, milk powder, when we add a milk powder in water, we get a cloudy mixture. That is, milk powder doesn't dissolve completely in water. So it forms a cloudy mixture. So that type of mixture is called as an colloidal solution. So in this, the particles doesn't settle down, or it will never settle down at the bottom of the glass. So this solution is between true solution and suspension solution. So in true solution, we have seen that particles never settle down, but in suspension, particles slowly settle down at the bottom. So in a colloidal solution, the particles, we can able to see a cloudy mixture form. So these types of solution are called as an colloidal solution. For that, example is milk powder in water. And in colloidal solution, it is a heterogeneous mixture. In colloidal solution, it is a heterogeneous mixture, and it consisting of two medium, that is, one is phase and another one is medium. So it is called as an dispersed phase, and another one is dispersion medium. So dispersed phase is act as a solute, and dispersion medium is act as an solvent. And these dispersed phase and dispersion medium can be solid, liquid or gases. So it can able to be in any form. So this is about the colloidal solution. In the colloidal solution, in this case, we can see a cloudy mixture form of solution. So this mixture is called as a colloidal solution. So these were the few classification of colloids based on physical state of dispersed phase and dispersion medium. That is, if we have dispersed phase in solid, then the dispersion medium is also in solid. Then few examples are alloys, colored glass, etc. So let us see few example for dispersed phase and dispersion medium. So for solid, example is alloys, colored glass, gems, etc. and it is also known as a solid solution. If it is in solid in liquid, then it is sol. Example is paints, inks, egg white, etc. If it is in solid gas means, then it is named as an aerosol. An example is smoke, dust, etc. Similarly, like if it is in liquid solid and liquid and liquid gas and gas solid and gas liquid, it is named as an foam. For example, soap, leather, aerated water, etc. So these were the few classification of colloids based on the physical state of dispersed phase and dispersion medium. Dispersed phase means solute and dispersion medium is solvent in colloid solution. Next topic is Brownian moment. This is an important 4-mark question. So when a colloidal solution are viewed under powerful microscope, it can see that the colloidal particles are moving constantly and rapidly in zigzag direction. So if we see a colloidal solution in a microscope, in that the colloidal particles, you can able to see it moving in a constant and rapidly in zigzag direction. The Brownian moment of a particle is due to the unbalanced bombardment of the particles by the molecules of dispersion medium. So the definition of Brownian moment is the particles is due to the unbalanced bombardment. Bombardments means hitting of an opposite objects. So the particle is due to the unbalanced bombardment of the particles by the molecules of dispersion medium. So when we are going to see a colloidal solution in a microscope means, you can able to see the movement of that particle is moving in a constant speed, and it is also in a rapid in zigzag direction. For example, water in pollen grains. If you put a pollen grains in water, that movement will be in zigzag direction and it is moving in a constantly. So this is the best example for Brownian movement. So this diagram represents the zigzag direction and moving constant. Next one is Tyndall effect. So in 1869, Tyndall is a scientist observed that when a strong beam of light is focused on a colloidal solution, the path of beam becomes visible. When we pass a beam of light in a colloidal solution, that beam we can able to be seen. So this phenomenon is known as Tyndall effect and the illuminated path is called Tyndall cone. So let us take an example, Dettol in water. If we add a Dettol in water, we can able to see a cloudy mixture. So in that, now we are going to pass a torchlight on that solution. We can able to see the path of beam in that solution. So this phenomenon is known as an Tyndall effect. If we take a salt solution, the same procedure is repeated in salt solution, that is it, which means it is a true solution. In that we cannot able to see a path of beam because in true solution the beam cannot able to see, that is the path of beam doesn't visible for us. So this is the difference between true solution and colloidal solution. So when a strong beam of light is focused on a colloidal solution, the path of beam becomes visible. The path of beam becomes visible. This phenomenon is known as an Tyndall effect and the illuminated path, that path is called as an Tyndall cone. So you can able to see in this picture, and the phenomenon is not observed in a true solution case. So this phenomenon not observed in a true solution case. Next one is difference between the types of solution. So now we are going to see the property of true solution, colloidal solution and suspension solution. So some properties we have given here is, first one is particle size about true solution, colloidal and suspension. Second one is filtration separation. Next one is settling of particles, appearance, Tyndall effect, diffusion of particles, Brownian movement and nature. So these are the property we are going to see. So first, particle size of true solution is lesser in 100 nanometer and in colloidal solution is 1 to 100 nanometer. So these are the particle size of true solution, colloidal, and in suspension greater than 100 nanometer. So in true solution lesser than 100 nanometer, colloidal 1 to 100 nanometer, and in suspension greater than 100 nanometer. And the filtration process is, in true solution it is impossible to filter because the particles doesn't settle down, but in colloidal solution it is also impossible. We cannot able to separate a milk powder in water, but in suspension we can able to separate. That is why it is known as possible. It is mentioned in here as possible. So filtration separation is, in true solution it is impossible, in colloidal it is also impossible, but in suspension it is possible. Next one is settling of particles. In a true solution do not settled. In a colloidal solution settled on centrifugation. In a suspension settle on their own. And what about the appearance of true solution? It is transparent, and for colloidal it is translucent or in semi-transparent, but in suspension it is opaque. And how the Tyndall effect is in true solution, colloidal and suspension. Tyndall effect in true solution does not show, but in colloidal solution it will show, and in suspension it will show. And next one is diffusion of particles. In a true solution diffuse rapidly, that is rapidly means fastly, and in colloidal solution diffuse slowly, and in suspension it does not diffuse. And Brownian movement may or may not show in true solution, but in colloidal solution it will show, and in suspension may show. And the nature of true solution is homogeneous mixture, and for colloidal and suspension is heterogeneous mixture. So these were the some properties of true solution, colloidal and suspension solution. Last topic of this session is emulsion, a special kind of colloids. So the word emulsion comes from the Latin word. The word emulsion comes from the Latin word which means to milk. And milk is one example of an emulsion of fat and water. Milk is an example of emulsion of fat and water. So the process of turning a liquid mixture into an emulsion is called emulsification. The process of turning a liquid mixture into an emulsion is called emulsification. For example, milk, butter, cream, egg yolk, paints, cough syrups, facial creams. So these are some common examples of emulsion. And emulsion is a colloid of two or more immiscible liquids, where one liquid is dispersed in another liquid. Immiscible means it is not in the form of homogeneous mixture. So emulsion is a colloid of two or more immiscible liquids where one liquid is dispersed in another liquid. So the word emulsion comes from the Latin word, meaning is to milk, and milk is best example for emulsion of fat and water. And the process turning a liquid mixture into an emulsion is called emulsification. For example, cough syrups, milk, butter, cream, etc. And it is a two or more immiscible liquids where one liquid is dispersed in another liquid. And types of emulsion is the two liquids mixed can form different types of emulsion. When we mix the two liquids, it form a different types of emulsion. For example, oil and water can form a oil in water emulsion, and where the oil droplets are dispersed in water, or they can form a water in oil emulsion. That is, it can be mentioned in W bar O. Example, butter. So with water dispersed in oil. So with water dispersed in oil. So these are the few types of emulsion. For example, oil and water in this can form a oil in water emulsion. So it is represented by O bar W, or example cream. And where the oil droplets are dispersed in water, or they can form water in oil emulsion, so it is represented by W bar O, example butter, with water dispersed in oil. So this is the types of emulsion. Question of this session is, first one is, explain Tyndall effect and Brownian movement with suitable diagram. Second one is, how is a mixture of common salt, oil and water separated? You can use a combination of different methods. Thank you, students.